Old school, no microphones. How are you, Lieutenant Governor?
I'm hanging in there. How are you?
All right, just stressing all this technology stuff. I thought I had it going, but guess not. So I have Station Manager Gary Jourdain, known as the Res Dog, here with me.
Hey, Res Dog.
Hey. Yeah, I'll be over there. Okay, he's moving over here. Okay, I know we got about 15 minutes, so just get right into it. So I want to thank you for coming on and gracing us with your presence.
Well, thanks so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we really are appreciative of you coming on with us today, and I know you're really busy, so we're honored to have you.
Well, it's my absolute pleasure to be here, and my hope is that we can, do this more regularly.
Yes, that'd be great. So I guess the first question is, or the first thing to say is, we're cheering for you up here, and you got the support of the Red Lake Nation and in your endeavors of reaching the U.S. Senate, and we're really proud of you up here.
Hey, well, thank you so much. It means a lot to me, and to have the support of folks at Red Lake is really powerful. And my hope is that that just speaks to the good work that we've been able to do in partnership over the last many years. I grew up feeling like the bottom could fall out at any moment, and I know that there are just too many people who feel that way right now. And there aren't enough people in Washington, D.C. who have any idea what that feels like. And so my hope is to be able to bring the experience that I have, that lived experience, but also making sure that people can afford their lives, that we are doing everything possible so folks have access to housing and healthcare, can keep food on the table. And, that is what this election, I think, is all about. And also knowing that this seat in the U.S. Senate, that folks, Senator Franken, Senator Wellstone, Senator Smith, have also all served on Indian affairs, and that would be my hope as well. Would be to be able to be the first Native woman to serve in the U.S. Senate, but also to serve on that committee. And I'm certainly not running, just to make history. I'm running to make a difference in the lives of people, and just know that the good folks at Red Lake having your support means the world to me.
Yeah, that's awesome. I guess another question that I had is, what the hell is going on now?
That is the question. That absolutely is the right question. What the hell is going on? And what I see is that we've got Senate Republicans and Senate members, or we've got Senate Republicans and we've got Republican members of Congress who just are doing whatever they can do to support the mega rich getting mega richer. And that regular folks like you and me, that we are being pushed to the side, and the most vulnerable people are going to be hurt by this. They call it a big beautiful bill. I call it a big bad bill, or a big bull fill in the blank bill. I know this is radio. But truly, it is vicious and cruel, and just above all, it's inhumane. It is the tangible reality of the wealthiest Americans saying that the rest of us are disposable. And we know what's going to happen, right? That millions of Americans will lose their health insurance. Hospitals will close, especially in rural communities. Kids are going to go hungry. Our elders are at tremendous risk, and our just local communities and economies are really going to feel the pain. And so, I'm not going to shut up about this. I think we have to be very clear what folks are voting for, and we also have to set a vision, for what it is that we want for folks, right? That making sure everyone has access to healthcare, that people have access to housing, that our children are fed, that our elders have what they need. we have to be really clear about what that looks like too. And, you know, the other thing that I would say about this bill is, you know, there are treaty rights and trust responsibilities that the federal government has to Native folks, and in particular, right, this piece of healthcare. And so, I anticipate there will likely be lawsuits that will be coming, but you know, the absolute floor should be the federal government honoring the treaty rights and trust responsibilities, right? Anything else on top of that, right, is stuff that we're going to work for and, you know, dream about together. But that should be the absolute floor, and they are missing the mark right now. And you know, in the House, it only takes 4 Republicans to vote no to stop this thing, and we happen to have 4 Republicans right in Congress: Pete Stauber, Brad Finstead, Michelle Fischbach, and Tom Emmer. They could be the ones who say we're not going to throw vulnerable Minnesotans under the bus, vulnerable Americans under the bus, and there's still time. But it is it's inhumane, and it's sickening and despicable, and we've got to tell everybody about it.
Yeah.
With that, I know there's a, you know, a lot of bad things there. It's been brought up to, you know, the question was, is there like anything positive in there that could benefit, like, you know, the people that are being targeted? You know, did you see anything that might be helpful to the communities in that?
I mean, right now it's hundreds and hundreds of pages, and it certainly has changed. Believe it or not, it got worse when it went to the Senate, and now it's being you know, brought back to the House, and they're debating it right now. I mean, there's a handful of things that have to do with clean energy that I think are important, but I mean, quite honestly, this bill, again, is so that the wealthiest people, billionaires, are going to benefit, and the rest of us get screwed. It is, you know, big corporations and corporate donors who are running Washington right now, and Republicans are falling in line and sold us out to serve these giant corporations for the wealthiest people in America, and that is. That's literally what is happening right now. And so we will go through, you know, this bill line by line. But it is, it's bad news. And that's, you know, the bottom line is that it is not good for Minnesota. And it's not good for our children or elders or people who are living on the margins.
Yeah, it's pretty scary. Just seeing myself seeing some of the stuff that I've been reading up on it with this bill, and actually going in to the bill itself and looking at it, and I'm like, it's really, really scary. You know, it's like it's almost like a target on tribes' backs. You know, originally they had the land sell-off in there, which would have affected a tribe in Washington, but I believe that got taken out. But just the tribal schools and IHS and all that stuff like that is going to take a beating with this.
That's right. And so you're right. The public lands piece did come out, which is a good thing. But to your point, absolutely right. It is, you know, we are supposed to be guaranteed housing, or sorry, we're supposed to be guaranteed healthcare and education. This bill falls tremendously short of those obligations. And you know, again, we have to make sure that we tell folks all about it. And you know, Medicaid taking a significant hit. You know, 17 million people could lose their healthcare coverage. And there are a tremendous number of people, of Native folks too, who rely on Medicaid and medical assistance for their healthcare. This will impact Indian Health Service. This will impact local clinics, the ability of, you know, to do community health work, all of those pieces. And you know, and when it comes to SNAP, right? You know, the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, this is also going to impact the ability of our families to keep food on the table. to have access to healthy, fruits and vegetables, a lot of that farm to table piece that we've been, looking at as well. And so, I know that we're going to step up and we're going to take care of each other, because that's what we've done for generations. And it's going to get much harder.
I like the idea of these new younger Democrats like Jasmine Crock and AOC. They're like how the Michelle Obama has always said, they go low, we stay high. And we're at a point now where we have to start, well, not
We have to go low.
let's go low, but and stand up for ourselves, more like it. That's what it seems like a lot of the young Democrats are doing now. And that's really encouraging to see. And I just want, a lot of people expect more of that. From
Yeah.
you.
I mean, I think we go, they go low, we go high. I think it's just, we just tell the truth.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we just have to tell the truth about what's happening here. One of the reasons why I decided in this campaign to not take corporate PAC money is because I think corporations and the mega rich already have great representation in Washington, right? It's the rest of folks who are the ones who really need it. And that is part of, this dynamic, is like naming that somebody benefits from it being that way. And, it's not us, right? I grew up using SNAP. I'm alive today because of Medicaid. We found housing because of a Section 8 housing voucher. The Child Care Assistance Program is what, allowed my mom to go back to school and to get her certificate in phlebotomy to help lift our family towards the middle class. And so this is really deeply personal to me, and we have to talk about it. The thing that I think about, one of the first jobs that I ever applied for when I was coming up, one of the first questions that I was asked was, why are people poor? And like, people are poor because they don't have money, and people are poor because somebody benefits from it being that way.
Yeah.
And we have to tell the truth, and we have to push back. And, too often Democrats fight to a draw, or they, assess like, what fight can I win, instead of what do our people deserve?
Mhm.
And, when I think about what this looks like right now, Congress negotiating the price of 10 prescription drugs for folks on Medicare, that's great. But my question is, why not all of them, right? Why does Medicare not cover hearing and vision and dental, right? When we think about things like due process for, our undocumented neighbors, right? Like, that should be the floor of what it is that we are talking about. Making sure that folks have access to affordable childcare, affordable housing that's actually affordable. Those are the things that we have to be talking about. And those that I think, these voices right now that you just mentioned, Jasmine Crockett, AOC, what folks are talking about is literally people just being able to afford their lives. And, we can disagree on policy issues here and there, but like, we cannot disagree on people being treated with dignity and as human beings, right? And seeing the humanity in other people. And it literally, it's all of us versus extremist billionaires. And, I'm betting on us. I'm still betting on us. And that is, the work of this campaign. But we have to be really clear about this moment that is before us. It's about the rich getting richer and vulnerable folks and, people who are just living paycheck to paycheck getting screwed.
Yeah. I don't know if you've been paying attention, but just to let you know, Hakeem Jeffries is almost coming up on 8.5 hours on the floor right now.
That's right. And he is, Hakeem Jeffries is like doing the work right now, telling the stories of individuals who are going to be, impacted by this terrible legislation. And, there's still time. I know that people have been making their calls. There's still time to call, and people absolutely should. And if this bill passes, we need to remind the people who voted for it every single day that they are responsible for this. And we have to be willing to also give people, right, some hope, right? This bill is devastating, but for me, it is not, the end. It is just the beginning. We need to prove right now that our movement is stronger than their money. We need to prove that we can win in a new era of leadership and stop the dysfunction, right, that's happening in DC. And I think that we can. We have 16 months to organize an unbeatable, right, grassroots movement that can flip the Senate and the House blue and give us the power that we need to rebuild. But we also need to make sure that people feel like someone's looking out for them and they're not all alone. I am pissed off, and I am a mama bear, and I am in this. And I know that folks are looking for a fighter. I am small, but I'm mighty. And, I know that the work ahead is like the work, and that we need to do it together.
Totally agree with you on that one.
Yeah. Well, one more thing before you go, I just want to remind you that the parade registration for Red Lake Powwow is 10 o'clock to 10:30 on Saturday, if you're in the area.
That's important information to have. I appreciate it. And looking forward. Let me just say this too. For your listeners, while there's still time, Red Lake is represented by Congressman Pete Stauber in the House. And so if folks want to give him a call and let him know that you would like him to vote no because this bill is going to hurt people, you can reach him at 202-225-6211. That's 202-225-6211. I called him yesterday, and I suggest that folks give him a call and let him know how you'll be impacted. He represents all of the Ojibwe tribes in Minnesota, all of our communities, and he should absolutely be hearing from you about why this bill matters and why he should vote no.
Totally agree with you, and thank you for giving us that number, and thank you for joining us. I don't know how to address you. Do I say Your Excellency or
no? You say Peggy.
Oh, okay. All right. Cousin Peggy.
That's perfect. Exactly. Or I'll take Auntie. I'm getting up there. It's all right.
Well, thank you for joining us today, Peggy, and we look forward to watching you on your journey here, and just know we're all cheering for you up here.
Thanks so much. Chimigwich Gigawabaman.
Yeah, you wish.